Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, today we will be doing chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. Slok 9.22, 9.22. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shemam Vihami Aham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Yuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Pariyupasate Tesam Nitya Abhiyuktana Yoga Shema Mahamiham. Okay, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Ananya, having no other object. Chintayanta, concentrating. Mam, on me. Ye, those who. Jana, persons. Pariyupasate, properly worship. Tesam, of them. Nitya, Abhiyuktana, fixed in devotion. Yoga, requirements. Shema, protection. Vahami, carry. Aham, I. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Please repeat after me. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Perfect. One who is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day. Being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, rendering other services, cultivating friendship, and surrendering fully to the Lord. Such activities are all as auspicious and full of spiritual cleansing, which make the devotee perfect in self-realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee undoubtedly approaches the Lord without difficulty. This is called yoga. By the mercy of the Lord, such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. Shema refers to the merciful protection of the Lord. The Lord helps the devotee to achieve Krishna consciousness by yoga. And when he becomes fully Krishna conscious, the Lord protects him from falling down to a miserable condition in life. Om Akanamatimirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshur Unviditam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhisam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalprarupyasya Kripa Sindhavyo Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this chapter, which we have been doing, Lord Krishna presents the most confidential knowledge. Knowing this, it will convert knowledge into realization. So the whole purpose of this chapter is to be able to convert the knowledge into realization. So this chapter is the most confidential knowledge. Slokas from 4 to 10 depict Krishna's relationship with this material world. 4 to 10, Krishna is explaining about the material world. All the wonderful acts described in these slokas, right, appear to be inconceivable. And it causes different reactions among different people. People take it it in a different manner. Some take it differently, some take it in this way, some take it that way. So, but the reaction is not the same for everyone. There are different categories of people who take it differently. So, in 9:11 and 9:12, some people misunderstand Krishna. They take him to be an ordinary man, just like themselves. Described as Buddhas. They are foolish people. That is what Krishna explains to them. There are some people who don't understand his purpose, his reason for coming down, what he is creating, all that. So they are Buddhas. 9:12 and 9:14. Some people understand Krishna fully. They really understand him, what his purpose is, what is supposed to be, what his requirements are. They have been described as Mahatmas. So one end we have the Buddhas who don't understand at all, and other hand you have who have a complete knowledge of Krishna. They are the Mahatmas. But in between, they're lower than the Mahatmas, slightly lower than the Mahatmas, are the four categories mentioned in 7:16, Slok 7:16, who are distressed, who are financially destitute, inquisitive, and cultivation of knowledge. They come to Krishna. They come to Krishna with a purpose in mind. They are not doing Nishtha Bhakti, but they are still doing Bhakti in some way. They do come into the temple, they come and worship Krishna. So they are in that category. But further lower down are the Vishvato Mukam category. They cannot comprehend anything beyond the manifestation of the material world. They are only concerned that Krishna is only, not the Krishna, but God is only material creation. So 4 slokas have been used by Bhagavan to explain that whatever you see in this material manifestation is Krishna only. In 9:16 he says, all ingredients for yajna which are being used, butter, fire, everything is Krishna. So when you are thinking in those terms, you are still thinking of Krishna. So why are you restricting to only the material manifestation? In 9:17, it says, I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandsire. I am everything. So I am the seed giving. So still people don't understand. 9:18, it says, I am the sustainer, I am the master, I am the witness. All that is Krishna. So everywhere is Krishna, Krishna. In 9:19, it says, I am the deed, I am the rain, I am the immortality, I am the death personified. All that is Krishna. So this is for the understanding of those people who are called Vishvato, Mukam. Then there is Pratik Veda, which is slightly lower than that. They are the demigod worshippers. They believe that there are so many gods and all of them can be worshipped. It doesn't have to be only Krishna. It can be anyone. They are free. But what happens to them? In 9:20 it mentions that they get elevated onto the higher planets. They build up punya, they go up to their desired planets, whichever the demigods have been worshipped. They go there, and then the merits get exhausted over time. They use up. And then once it is exhausted, they fall back onto this material world. So the process is going up and going down, going up and going down. It's like a slope, the example which has been given is like the London Eye. It's a big wheel. You start at the bottom, you go right to the top, then again you come down. And again you go up, you come down. So that is the process, and that is what happens to this Pratak Veda, believer in various gods. Then In 9.23 he says actually worship Krishna in the wrong way. They are doing worshipping, but because all the demigods worship is still Krishna only, but indirectly. And so they do not recognize the true nature of Krishna, and they are not entitled to the benefits. The benefits of bhakti are not given to them. So this is the ladder of devotion, if you want to call it. Slowly, you go higher up from that level. Then the last one is Ekatvena. Is they themselves believe to be as good as God. That God was just an ordinary person, Krishna had come, and we are no better. Once we die, we will take up the same position as he has done. So these are the different categories. So Bhagavan says in this chapter, from this entire range, depending on your type of devotion, it will lead to different destinations. Where will they end up? If you go to the demigods, you will get chance to go up to the demigods' place of planets, their planets. You can't go any further. If you worship the ancestors, you will go to the planet of ancestors. It's only when you worship Krishna, you will go to his Golden. No other destination is available for you. And this thing accords you different levels of love and protection by Krishna. So different types of bhakti, different types of understanding of who Bhagavan is, different types of destinations are there, and different kind of love and protection is accorded by Krishna to you. So all this has a lot of bearing on what you should be doing. So in 4:11 it says, as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of my son. So Bhagavan is also making it very clear that the level which is accorded is according to your level of bhakti. So in 9:14 it says, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So this was covered in 9:14. This is the same type of things which is mentioned in 9:22. Constantly engaged in 9 forms of devotional service, which are mentioned here: hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, obeying, maintaining friendship, surrendering everything. These 9 forms of bhakti. It is done. Why it is done? It is done to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of God. That is the aim. That you carry out one or more or all of these activities in order to gain. It is basically to become Krishna conscious in that form. This endeavor is called yoga. The definition which is worded in this yoga means this effort, this endeavor to connect with the Almighty is called yoga. And it is very pleasing to carry out. This process is extremely pleasing. It was covered in Slok 9.2. It says, it is pure as it is directly connected with Krishna. It is Uttamam, transcendental to the darkness of ignorance. It is directly perceivable. You can actually feel it. It is easily and joyfully performed. It is everlasting. So these are the benefits of doing these things. It also connects you with the Almighty. So to those devotees who are engaged in these activities, Lord Krishna guarantees that He will carry what they lack and preserve what they have. This merciful protection by the Lord is called Shema. Right? So, one side, Krishna is giving guarantee that my devotees will be protected, and the devotee's duty is to do devotional service. Devotional service meaning yoga, they do yoga, and Bhagwan gives Shema. So yoga and Shema go together. Right. As Krishna says in 9.29 later on, it says, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So it is not a question when you say that God is supposed to be partial. That is fine. God is also partial. But the example which is normally given is, it's like the sunshine. The sun is coming. If you don't stand out in the sun, you will not get the sun. So if you do bhakti, you will get the association of the Bhagwan. If you don't, then you can't expect Bhagwan to come into the shade to give you sun. So this is the example which has been quoted many times, and this is what he says, that nor am I partial to anyone. So Bhagwan is very partial to his special devotees. All these are special devotees who do this. So he is prepared to personally carry out whatever they lack. Whatever they are not having, he will protect them. And he will give them what they require. Right? That is why in this sloka it says, Krishna personally carries the burden of the devotee. He personally carries the burden of the devotee. There is a story of Yamuna Acharya, who was writing commentaries in Bhagavad Gita, and the sloka taught how Krishna says he personally carries the burden. He says